The Ferrari SF-24 was officially presented to the fans and media last week on Tuesday, February 13, 2024. On Thursday, 2 days later, it was Red Bull's turn to unveil its new RB20 for the 2024 Formula One Championship. Both the Maranello team and the Austrian side took their new cars on the track on Wednesday, February 14th. Ferrari completed a few laps at the Fiorano circuit on Tuesday before covering the 200 kilometers allowed by the regulations the following day, with Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz behind the wheel of the SF-24 single-seater. Red Bull, on the other hand, used the nearby Silverstone track. As can be seen from the high-resolution photos released by both teams last week, Ferrari's racing engineers have chosen a technical direction quite similar to that of their rivals, to try to challenge the dominance of the energy drink team in recent years. Unfortunately, Red Bull has taken a different and somewhat revolutionary direction that takes the concepts of the RB19 to a higher level and introduces at least 3 strongly innovative elements. Comparing the Ferrari SF-24 with the Red Bull RB20, at least 4 areas can be identified where the two cars are significantly different. Starting with the analysis of the front part of the two cars, it can be observed that the engineers at Ferrari have designed a nose that rests on the second element of the front wing, while Adrian Newey's new creation has gone in a different direction, with the nose dropping down to the lower main profile. Another distinctive element of the two new cars is the side pods. As seen on most new cars in 2024, the trend this year was to go in the direction of the Red Bull RB19, with very high, thin, and horizontally developed air intakes. Here too, Red Bull surprised everyone, raising the tray introduced in previous years even higher, and designing a solution that involves a vertical opening of the air intakes for radiator cooling. Looking at the side pods again, the size of those on the SF-24 is still significant, especially in the lower part when compared to those of the new Red Bull. The English engineers have taken another remarkable step forward to minimize the size of the side pods, working on the relocation of some internal elements and the miniaturization of other components, especially those related to the radiating masses. From the available images, it can be seen that the RB20's side pods are very compact and have harmonious lines, allowing for the liberation of the floor area, both in the cockpit area and in front of the rear wheels. The Maranello team, on the other hand, opted for a somewhat different solution, with bulkier side pods, both in length and height. The upper part is also different, flatter for Red Bull, with a slight canyon for Ferrari. The philosophy is also different for the opening of the engine air intake, which is triangular and smaller on the Ferrari SF-24 single-seater, while Red Bull RB20 car has maintained a configuration very similar to that of past seasons, with a wider section. Finally, the so-called bazookas, or ducts on the sides of the engine cover, aim to evacuate the hot air generated by the power unit. Ferrari's solution is very similar to what other teams adopted last year, while Red Bull has further worked on these elements, which now have a larger footprint and a descending shape towards the rear of the car. A first opportunity to observe the protagonists up close will be in Bahrain the week before the Grand Prix, when Formula One returns to the track for the 2024 pre-season testing session at the soccer circuit. The first day of winter testing will be on Wednesday, February 21st. It will mark the beginning of the 3 days that the drivers will spend on the track. On each of the 3 days, on-track activities will commence in the morning.